Let's go ahead and start inviting people. Okay, so we have made the Hangout live and available to everyone. We're just going to sit back and wait and allow for people to join us. We're hoping that we'll have a full house. This is MSCM 2200 coming at you live at 7 o'clock on September 20th. Want to make sure that we have everything lined up properly and we are in good shape. And as you can tell, those are my dogs. Hello, who am I speaking with?
Hey, it's Justin Eason.
Hey, Justin, how are you?
Good. How you doing, sir?
Oh, God, I'm tired.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm not feeling all that great.
Oh, man. Sounds like you have a nasty cough on your hands.
Yeah, my kid brought it home from preschool.
Oh, you're going to have that for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see. We're going to wait for some others to come and join us, so just sit back and we'll get it
Gotcha.
as soon as possible. She advised. Let's get started with this now. I don't want to waste any more time. Okay, Justin, let's get started. Let's see. What's the... Oh, shoot. Mute me. Justin, unmute your mic. If you can hear me, unmute your mic. There you go. Great.
That do it.
That's good. Okay, so let's get started. I'm sure others will join us soon.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, I apologize for being this late and getting back in contact with all my students, but I wanted to go ahead and basically make sure, one, the storm had done its thing, and two, I wanted to make sure that everyone's at least doing pretty decent in the course. So far, how's your experience been thus far?
Sorry, you cut out right there at the end. What was that?
Thus far, how's your experience been in the class so far?
It's been good. It's been good. It's definitely things have been interesting. I had emailed you before. I've got some issues going on with my back, and that's going to be interesting with this assignment. I've got to get my wife to take some pictures. I was actually at the doctor for a while today about that.
What happened to your back?
I got rear-ended by a drunk back in November of last year in my police car, mind you. Yeah, so it wasn't a good day for him.
Sucks to be him or her. So
yeah.
Oh, God. Well, I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's been a nightmare.
Well, I'm sorry you had that happen. Hopefully you can come up with a modification for the assignment. I'm sure it's not going to be that much of a challenge.
Yeah,
we have to make we have to make a modification. I'm more than willing to do that. So
it's fine. I can do a push-up or something. It should be fine.
Okay, good. So basically, the assignment is not that difficult. What I tried to do with this was really try to make it very easy in the first half of the course, because we're going to get to more intensive stuff as we move on. So I'm going to talk to you, but I'm also going to talk to you as I'm talking to everyone else in the class. So please forgive me if it sounds like I'm lecturing. But so basically what we're going to do, I want to go over, first of all, just the idea, or go over the outline of what we're looking for. I know that that's supposed to be due tomorrow, but I'm thinking that an outline cannot be that difficult. Excuse me. And then we also have the PowerPoint to look at as well. So I'm going to do a quick screen share to share the format with you of what I'm looking for in the outline. Gives you enough time to make a revision if you have to. But on top of that, I'm thinking that, again, how I do my grading, I do revise, resubmit, and then final submit. So at least if you turn in something You know, it's not going to go ahead and count against you. If you don't turn anything in at all, then look. So basically, this is the format, and I uploaded it recently. So I'm going to give people enough time to try to get it in. They have until 5 o'clock tomorrow. But again, at least turn in something. But now you at least see the format of what I am looking for. And for future reference, this is the type of format we're looking for throughout the entire course of the semester. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see what we have here. We have a thesis statement at the top, introduction, where we also have the attention grabber, the audience identification piece, where you're literally just letting us know, you know, the pluses and minuses of what the exercise is. And then you'll also give us a quick preview throughout this presentation. You will be able to see blah, blah, blah. As we progress, then you have a subheading for the body. And then we also have, again, point 1, which is prong 1, point 2, and point 3. As you can see, you've got transitions here, which I would like to see, and also have you try to incorporate that within the context of your actual presentation. As you finish up, you will then come out with a conclusion, again, which is nothing more than just a summary of what you already have here, and then you'll close this out. This really is not intended to be a long presentation, no more than about 5 minutes. In fact, if you take a look at the presentation checklist, the final presentation checklist, I can share that with you too. Let me see if I can get out of this. Do you have any questions so far?
No, pretty self-explanatory.
Right. And then let's see if we go to the other section. I want to go to, oops, that's the wrong document. Let's go here. I want to get back into the actual Blackboard site. I'm going to go ahead and screen share that if I can, so people can see what we're doing as well. Let's see. I go back to screen share. Yikes. Wants to be testy today. Let's see if we can get to this. I had to do a major overhaul of my computer over the weekend, so it's a little sluggish. Let's see what we got here. Wants to be funky today. All right, so I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to go over and wait for this to do its thing. Meanwhile, I will go ahead and also see if I can pull this up in the demonstration speech section and actually pull up the checklist, because the speech is actually due in 2 weeks. So again, and I apologize for the rush on it. We can probably modify a deadline with that too, to be on the safe side if we have to. Let me see if I can pull this up. Checklist, perfect. So it's going to download there. And should be through downloading. I think I have it. Go here. And yeah, I've got too much RAM. So let's see what we got over here. Close that out. Minimize that. See if you will cooperate with me now. Come on, screen share work. Okay, we're going to act like it worked anyway. So what we've got here, I'm going to go ahead and share with you what it is. And you can also download this. But what we've got here is in the demonstration speech checklist. In your paperwork, you got to make sure that you have the outline, which we just talked about. It has to demonstrate a fitness activity, which we just talked about. We also want to make sure that the, well, that's with the paperwork there. I think we talked about that. With the actual PowerPoint presentation, the PowerPoint, the backgrounds really should not detract from the text or the objects. Were you able to take a look and download a model of the PowerPoint presentation by chance?
So I looked at the checklist, and I've watched some of the YouTube video that you put up.
Okay.
In there. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but I'm pretty. I think I've got a good grip on what you want.
Okay.
You do. I saw. So you do want us to actually have a video of the exercise for one of the slides. Is that correct?
Yes. If we can do that, that will actually add to the credibility of the PowerPoint presentation. We want to make sure that it's aesthetically pleasing as we talk about that. And we also want to make sure that within the context of the PowerPoint that, you know, you're still able to even demonstrate, but do it in a way that, how can I put it? Do it in a way that is not actually giving me the entire presentation of the speech, but more so in a way that allows us to actually see that you are demonstrating this. And the reason I say this is because, granted, we want you to do screenshots where you can of the demonstration. So I wish I had the thing where I do this dog on screen share. But what we would like to see possibly is if you were able to give us not just the full motion video of what you're doing, but as I shared with you in the presentation, as also in the model, some stills of you actually in motion doing the exercise. So if you're doing the push-up, you would have a still shot of you doing the push-up, and then you'd have the full motion shot of the push-up. With the still shot, you could go ahead and annotate what muscles are being worked out. You could also give us, again, what motion you're in within the annotation itself. Make sense?
Got you.
Okay.
Got you.
Good, good. So the next thing we're going to do, hold on. I just don't like. Justin, you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. Now that's back to normal. I had to do a refresh. I was just going OCD on that thing. So you can actually now see what I was talking about with this. And we can also go over, I think, the actual time limit of what the presentation is. Right. So the presentation itself should be no more than 4 to 5 minutes, or 4 to 6 minutes. Also with that, we'll try to, if we can, not to have distracting body art. I think I have that in there. But if at this point in time, I think that people are now having tats and whatever body art. So I can't stop it at this point. I can't take points away. But let's see. But the idea also, make sure the technical pieces are there too for us. As far as I want to make sure that's being shared. Where'd you go? Right. So I want to make sure that, there we go. So that, again, let's see, body art, 4 to 6 minutes. Make sure the YouTube settings and set to public and so forth. This is one thing that I've had to, which I can't believe I've had to do, but I want to make sure that if people are doing a demonstration fitness presentation, that it's in a quasi-fitness environment. In your case, I can make an exception because there's an injury at play. But I think the other thing, though, we've had people who've done PowerPoint or done fitness demonstrations where they were showing how to shoot a basketball, but they were doing that in a bedroom. Not appropriate. So that's why I'm just like, okay, let's go ahead and be kind of logical about it. So that's one other thing there with that. Again, that should be pretty easy, I think. Should be pretty self-explanatory. Let's see. The other thing that I want to go and, if I can, hopefully this is working right for us now. Did you get a chance to take a look at the model of the actual student presentation, the student PowerPoint presentation?
No, not yet.
Okay, I think I've got one here that we can look at. Let's see if we have this. If so, I'm going to go down. Oh, that's not that. think we have an example. If we don't, I'll pull it up. That's the demonstration speech example checklist. Well, what we can do is we can actually take a look at the student example of their presentation, I think, if they've not yanked it.
So, hello everyone. My name is Victor Dunbar, and today I will be...
What I'm going to do, I don't know if you can see this, but I will go ahead and copy and paste the link here for you. Okay. So that way you can download it as you like, and you can see exactly what we're looking for, we're talking about. I'm going to go ahead and paste this right here for you. You can take a look at that. You should have that in the chat section. And then you should click on that, and you should be able to download that or look at it as you can. The main thing there is, I want to see if I can actually go into his presentation and bits and pieces of it so you can kind of see what we're looking for.
Okay.
So first, screen share, please work. Good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here. I'm going to try to make this as big as possible. So you should be able to see the YouTube clip. Okay, good. So as you'll notice in the background, he's got his video playing in the background, very much like people did for their PowerPoint, for their actual introduction speeches. You'll also notice that he has here, again, he's using the heading at the top. He's got a sub menu down below. He's got a very nice photograph of him, and also in this photo, he's talking about various items that he'll need. So he has them listed here at the top. You know, what I don't like is a clip art, but okay, it'll work for this particular scenario. Gotcha. As he's moving forward in the presentation, I'm going to try, I don't know if you can actually see but so much of this. Let's see what we got. You'll notice that the video is playing in the background.
Running or walking on a flat surface or up the hill just to get the body going. Then it's key that you work on arm stretches. Arm stretches are the main things that you want to use, like arm swings, like you see in this video. Arm swings is very key because when you're going up here, you must be working up. And
in another section, what he also has, which I like here, are still shots. So he's got still photos that he's used with inside of the presentation that, again, add more information to support what he's talking about. What is important, though, is that what you see in the outline really should match the PowerPoint presentation as well. So again, if you notice the attention to detail that he's offering, everything seems to be working in synchronicity, if you will, with his outline. As we go further, every picture here has a purpose. It's all matching with inside of the body of the presentation. And the video, again, supports the actual fitness demonstration itself.
Demonstration of how to walk up a hill. As you see, I'm walking slowly and I'm working on my arms just so I can get up the hill. You just want to take your time and go as fast of a pace you want to go to. Next is the jogging up the hill. And as you see in this video, you will see me using my arms a lot more, and I'm actually moving a lot faster, and my arms help me going up the hill. Next is running up the hill, which is very much more intense, and it will help you burn a lot more calories a lot faster. So if you want to go straight into a full out and get a great workout, I prefer that you run the hill and get you a lot more. Now,
so again, what he's doing is providing more background information, and he's also going into greater detail within the body of his presentation. So again, not too detailed, but again, I think what I'm noticing here, what I like about it, is the fact that the video complements the actual speech that he's making. And that's really what I would like to see with all the presentations. Gotcha. So it's not that the video is, how I'd say, it's not that the video is making the presentation for the student, but more so that the video is augmenting or assisting in the actual overall presentation. Hi, Raven, how are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
Doing well. Welcome to the group chat. So anyway, we've been going over, for the most part, the demonstration speech and going over some of the other bits and pieces. So far, it's been one person, but we've had a very good engaging conversation. We're probably going to end in about 15 minutes max. So I wanted to give you an opportunity while you're both here to ask me any questions you may have thus far about what we're looking for in the assignment, what you may be able to give to the assignment, questions you may have about due dates and so forth.
I've actually got one. So in the video that you just showed me, now for this one, we're supposed to film this in front of actual spectators, correct? I think I remember reading 4 to 5.
Thank you for asking that question. For clarification, no. This one, you do not have to have an audience.
Okay.
When we get to one, I would say our informative speech, and then our TED Talks, those should be in front of audiences.
Okay.
And I may, for the sake of time, I may go ahead and say just for the TED Talk, you have to have an audience.
Okay. Cool.
So that's how I'm thinking about that. Good question. Raven, what we talked about thus far is the demonstration speech. Can you tell us where you are with your work on that, if you don't mind, please?
I am finishing the last part of the outline, and I can't really, I'm having a hard time getting my picture to, you know, the motion, the movement for the PowerPoint that you were telling us about. Mm-hmm. I'm having a hard time getting that to, so you can see the movement without like it being an actual video, if you know what I mean. Like I have a video, but I looked at the student version of it, mm-hmm. and there was a part in it where he just did a motion. It was just like.
We just saw that. So what he was able to do, he had the video that he already had on the outside. If I'm not mistaken, PowerPoint allows you the ability to import video in from a hard drive. So let's say that you have your PowerPoint presentation pretty much made. Then you want to insert. So if I'm not mistaken, you will go into the file section, and then from file, you'll then go into insert, and you'll insert in the video, and it should drop in automatically.
Okay, I wasn't having trouble like uploading the video. I'm sure of how to do that. It's just that I don't want to seem confusing when I'm doing the PowerPoint, when I'm putting it together. I want you to know exactly what exercise I'm doing, and I don't feel like that's going to be clear.
Do you have a copy of what you're doing so far? You can share it?
Actually, I do not, because it's not saved on here yet, but I'm gonna put it together. It's gonna come together. I just wanted what I'm trying to show you to be clear. Like the talking about it is clear, like the wording and everything, but I want you to be able to see every motion. You get what I mean?
I appreciate that. Yes, and that's actually the essence of what this assignment is. We really want this assignment to be one that is about presentation technique and style, because as we move further into the course, we're going to start incorporating more visuals as you do the reporting. So I can appreciate that. And as I said earlier, what I try to do is I like to do a process of grading where it is, you know, submit, revise, resubmit. That's what I like to do. So turn in what you have, and let's see what we've got by due date, and where we have to make accommodations or make suggestions or revisions, we'll do that. Because I'm sure the technical part should not be that challenging.
Okay, I'm going to go back and look at your videos that you have for us before I submit it, just to make sure everything is like in line with what you're looking for.
Okay. Have you also had a chance to, well, what are you doing your demonstration speech on?
I'm doing the curl up exercise.
Curl up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like a sit up?
a crunch, Okay, good.
Would you prefer me call it that? Because I have sit-ups so far.
Whatever you feel comfortable calling it, make sure that it's accurate. That's the main thing.
Okay, so I did look it up, like to see what the actual term for it was, and it says sit-up or curl up.
Okay, so call it a sit-up or curl up. I'm good with it.
Okay.
So the main thing is make sure, like I said before, this is going to be the funny part. We want to make sure when you're doing this presentation that you're doing this in a place that's kind of like a fitness facility, or something that's reminiscent of it. And I say that because We want to make sure, like, for example, as I said before, we had a student that actually attempted to do a demonstration speech on how to play basketball, who was demonstrating the game of basketball in his bedroom. That happened. Or I just recently saw a student say, I'm going to do a demonstration speech on swimming, and did not go anywhere near a pond or a pool. So that's problematic. So make sure whatever you do that the location is conducive to the fitness activity you're demonstrating. How do you all feel about the deadline as far as with the presentation PowerPoint? Is that a little too much? Should we make accommodations because of the storm on that, or are we good to go with tomorrow's deadline?
My personal opinion, because you have already extended it, like the outline and stuff, I can't make any excuses. So I mean,
I'm talking about the PowerPoint presentation.
We thought about it.
Okay.
I'll get it to you. I'm gonna be a little bit pressed for time, but have it done.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I like that attitude. It makes it easier on me. Okay. Do you guys have any further questions for me in regards to where we are going with this stuff?
I do want to ask, and this is probably, I mean, just answer it the best way you know how. Why are our assignments due at 5 each day? I have never taken a course like that before.
Because 5 o'clock is a traditional close of business.
Gotcha. Okay. It makes a lot of sense, but I was just like, you know, having your assignments due at 5, to me that means tonight by 11:59. I'm getting off work at that time, so there's no time for me to do this tomorrow at all. So
I'm sorry, but no,
it's fine. It's perfectly fine.
Well, for me, yeah, my business day ends at 5 o'clock, and I say that because I don't know, but for me, I'm a full-time custodial single dad, so I have to give myself time to take care of other things at home, and then on top of that, I do have other things that I can do. Now, on a case-by-case basis, I am very flexible. If there's a challenge or an issue, I'm more than willing to negotiate a deadline where I have to do it, but I don't want to do it on a regular basis. I know we have some people that say 11:59. That's great. Me, I prefer 5 o'clock because it gives me enough time to really give myself 48 hours to look at all the material, and then give you a deadline again of, let's say, 48 hours within 5 o'clock to get this stuff into me.
But that's really appreciated. I'm not sure how many people have reached out to you about that, but okay, I'm going to revise this for you and tell you what needs to be fixed. That has really helped me because I feel like now I know exactly what you're looking for versus jumping into an assignment, turning it in, getting a grade for it, and that's just it. You know, I get to see exactly what you expect.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. I think that at the end of the day, our job is to make sure that we coach you through it, as opposed to, okay, you know, put your quarter in, play the video game, game over, it's done. That's not how this is supposed to be. My job is to basically, one, give you the expectation, give you a model, and I feel bad because I just gave you guys a model of the outline. But go ahead, give you the model, and then give you an opportunity to meet the expectation. If you didn't, give you another opportunity to work around it and see what we can do to fix it. And then at that point, move on. But if you're not doing that after, let's say, 2 or even 3 tries, then I have to move on because we have other students to consider as well. But I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Do you guys have any other questions?
I don't.
Okay. Ms. Bland?
I'm good.
All right. Well, you all have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. I will also put the Hangout and make it available on demand, so students who didn't get a chance to look at it, who are maybe working, they can download it tonight or tomorrow morning and have an opportunity to get this done. All right, we'll see you guys in probably about a week or so. We'll be looking at the assignments as they come in, and certainly by the 28th, which is next Friday, we want to make sure we have the actual speeches, the presentations done, and at that point, we will officially be at midterm. All right, you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.
You too.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.